side plank. To get into a side plank position, we are going to start in a regular plank position. So with both hands on the mat, our shoulders right on top of the wrists, we're going to extend both feet back into a plank, making sure that the core is tight and the neck is in line with the rest of the body. From here, we're going to shift our weight onto the right hand, as well as turning the right foot onto its side. From there, we're going to stack the left foot on top of the right, and the left hand comes up in a nice straight line with the bottom arm as well. From here, we want to make sure that the inner thighs are engaged and that we are lifting up through that oblique muscle, that abdomen, lifting those hips up into a strong side plank pose. From here, we can come back down onto the mat into a plank and dropping back to the knees. We also have a few modifications and variations for this pose. So for the first one, coming once again into our plank position, we're going to step the left foot back, and with the right leg still bent, we want to make sure that the right toes are going to intersect with the middle of the left foot. So we're here, still balancing, lifting that arm up so that once again it's in line with the bottom arm, and we can balance here. If this is still a little bit too much, we can take our right foot and bring it diagonally back to create a little bit more of stability here. Inhale here, and exhale, hand comes back down onto our mat. Now we do have another one, which is still going to be challenging for balance, but is also another variation as well. So once again, we're going to step the left foot back, bringing it to the inside of that foot, and then coming up with our right hand, putting our weight into that right hand. We are going to step the right foot to the back with the outer edge of the foot, and from there, coming into a position where our feet are in a more scissored position, allowing a little bit more balance here. We'll inhale and exhale, coming back down onto the mat. Now our last option, we have one for balance and then another one to make it a little bit more challenging. So for our first one here, coming into our plank, we are going to shift our weight to the right, taking the outside of the right foot to the mat. And then from here, we're going to take the left leg and place it gently right in front for a little bit more stability here. Now, as a more difficult option, from here, we're going to lift that left leg into the air, and your participants can balance here. And we'll inhale and exhale, foot comes back down onto the mat, and then we can turn out of that position. Now we also have some transitions to get into this pose. So the first one we're going to start with is downward dog. So planting our hands, grounding through the mat, planting the toes, lifting the hips up and back. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, bringing it to a plank position so our weight is over those hands. From here, shifting our weight to the right hand, turning the right foot so that the outside of the foot is on the mat, stacking the left foot, and then reaching that arm up, maintaining that nice tight core. We'll inhale here and exhale, turning back into our plank position. Next, we're going to come down for chaturanga, so keeping the elbows in, close by our sides, coming down gently. Inhale and exhale, coming into upward dog. Inhale here and exhale into downward dog. Our next transition is going to begin in a standing position in Warrior Two. So we're going to step our feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. Right foot turns the toes to the front of the mat. Back foot is in line with the short end of the mat as well. Arms are going to come up to shoulder height, and we're going to lunge into that front knee, making sure hips are facing the front. We're going to take an inhale here. We're going to exhale, dropping the back arm to either the thigh or the calf, and taking that upper arm, reaching up and back as well. Inhale here. And on the exhale, arms come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, coming down into a low lunge, turning that back foot onto the toes. Now from here, we're going to be shifting our weight into the left hand, turning the left foot onto its side, and either keeping this right foot here for stability, or if you want, stacking that foot on top of the other, coming into our side plank here. We'll inhale and exhale, coming back down onto the mat. Inhale, exhale, into downward facing dog. Now our last one that we're going to start in is going to be tabletop. So knees are going to be below the hips, hands and wrists right underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring the tailbone up towards the sky, looking up. And then on the exhale, rounding through the back, tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale. And exhale, rounding through that back again. And bringing ourselves back to neutral. From here, we are going to step the feet back into a plank, shifting our weight to the right side of the body, turning the right foot onto the outside, stacking the left foot on top. Inhale, opening up through the chest, bringing that hand up in a nice straight line, engaging the core, squeezing the thighs together. Inhale and exhale, coming back down into plank, and from there back into our tabletop position, and that is side plank.